everyone, it's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you this card I made that I thought would be really cute for Father's Day. And the nautical theme is great for summer. And I was totally inspired by this card here on the front of my Paper Crafts magazine when it came in today. And I thought those sailboats were so cute, and I thought, okay, I don't have a sailboat stamp. So I got my punches out and my paper snips, and I thought, let me see if I can put one together. So that's what I want to show you today, is how to make a little sailboat like this. Okay, so I've got some cardstock, and I have a 1 3/8 inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch out a circle, and then I am going to take my snips and cut off the bottom, and that'll be my boat, the bottom of my boat. And I cut off about 1/3 up the circle, but what I did here is once I cut the first one, I saved a template so that all of my boats would be similar in size. So I'm going to use this same template here to chop off the top of this circle. Okay, and then we have that. Now for the sail, I have a 1 1/2 inch square that I just cut with my paper trimmer. And what I'm going to do is kind of freehand a triangle. And so what I did is I just took the 1 1/2 inch square and eyeballed the center here and put a dot. And then I'm going to take my snips and start from one corner and cut up to the dot. And it doesn't matter if it's straight or not, because we're going to do some trimming. And do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we have the bottom of the boat. And then I take my triangle with the point facing toward me, and I'm going to round what I call the front side. So I'm going to take and start at the point and just come around and round it off. Okay? Then the back side I'm going to arch, and that's what I called it. I started down here, and I'm just going to arch it a little bit and come up to that point. Okay? And then the bottom, I wanted a little bit of a bow, so I just trimmed this just to give it a little more shape here at the bottom, just like that. And you can see it's a good size here. Let me put this for the boat. Okay? I need to get a piece of cardstock where you can see this. Okay? But now it needed some detail on it. So what I did is I took a pencil, and I'm just going to trace, and I looked at my magazine to see how to do this, and I just kind of mimicked it, and I just kind of sketched along the side with my pencil, and then came down the center and bowed it out, and then curved the bottom here, kind of following the shape of the bottom. Then I started at the top again and traced down a little bit, then opened it up. Okay, and then I just bowed this bottom and came down the side here. And then I put a little fold in it, like right here, just to give it a little bit more detail. Then I took a sharp fine point marker, and I'm just going to trace over those lines that I drew. And that just gives the sail some definition. And just a little bit of dimension looking. And trace right on up. And then you can erase any pencil marks that are showing. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to let that dry. Now for my boat, I wanted that interest that I saw from the stamp on the front of that magazine. So I took the fine point pen again, and I just followed and traced around, just leaving a tiny border of the cardstock showing, and traced all around just like that. Okay? And then I have a broader tip side, or you could use a Sharpie that has a little bit broader of a tip, and I'm going to just draw a line straight across here, not worry about if it's too straight or not. Okay, so there it is, and I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this piece of paper here so you can see. I used a little bit of snail. We're going to pretend this is my card front. I said snail. This is Tombow glue. I used a little bit of the glue and I'm going to use some glue dots as well. Now when I placed it here, I lined them all up and then I put the center one and glued it first and then the other two. So I'm just going to do this right here as my sample and then do the same for the sail. And glue that where there's a little bit of space in between the boat and the sail. Okay, and then I have a toothpick, and I'm using my, these are my Craft and Rubber scissors. We don't have these anymore, but just use a pair of scissors that you don't necessarily use for fine cutting paper or fabric, just an old pair. And I want to cut that where it extends just a little bit beyond. Now it's better to not cut off enough and have to go back and trim than to cut it too short. Not that toothpicks are expensive or anything, but you know, just save time. I think I'm going to leave it like that. And I used Tombow the first time, but it really kind of made a mess. So I'm going to use my glue dots, and I'm going to show you. I just kind of take my finger and roll this where it's a thin adhesive piece behind the toothpick. And then I'm just going to place it where it touches the boat here and then extends up this way. Okay? And now I need a little flag, so I'm going to just, you can cut a little triangle if you'd like, or, and I think that's what I'm going to do, you can take the top part of your pennant banner punch, which is quicker, so let me do that. I'm going to go ahead and make it green too, and just ease up a little bit here to cut a little bitty tiny flag. Those are kind of hard to keep up with, they're so tiny. But it's just a really cute accent here. And I'm going to roll this adhesive again and make it smaller. Almost make a smaller glue dot. Put it behind that tiny pennant and just attach it up here like it's attached to the top of the mast. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not real nautical. So there you have that, and you can see on this one I took my Happy Father's Day, stamped it, and then I cut it apart and made those like little flags on the sailboats too. Okay, I hope you'll give that a try. I think it's great for Father's Day. If you have any questions, email me at lisa@inkandinspirations.com, or you can visit my website at www.inkandinspirations.com and leave a comment there. Be sure you're on my mailing list so you can get my monthly newsletter and other specials. So take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.